Have you ever watched a scary movie and been so scared that you wondered how the actors and actresses were able to film the movie without getting scared themselves?
This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description.
Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be talking about the 20 scenes where actors were actually terrified. Well, it turns out that there have been plenty of celebrities who have gotten so scared while filming that it affected them in real life, as many of them were traumatized while they were filming. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. One of the biggest shocks in Alien was genuine. The chest burster scene, when the baby alien explodes from the astronaut's chest in the original Alien, shocked and horrified not just the audience, but the cast as well. After they were sprayed with the pig organs, the next shot of their reactions was completely real as they were disgusted and shocked. But before we move on to the next scenes where actors were actually terrified, like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or else you're the next one who will get terrified by these scenes. Number 2. The Blair Witch Project. To make sure that the scenes look real, the director gave the cast members the necessary supplies before leaving them to fend for themselves in the woods. The movie contains scenes in which the actors were actually trying to find a way for themselves. After a few days passed, their food ration was cut down to make sure the actors became angry and ragged. Then when the actors were sleeping, the crew would appear from nowhere to shake their tents and terrorize them. Number 3. Jaws. There's a haunting rumor about the film that insists the actress who becomes the first victim of the shark screamed in real terror due to her ribs being broke down by the device yanking her underwater. Well, there's no evidence of this being true. Director Steven Spielberg did decide to make it a surprise when the shark would attack, meaning that her startled, sudden gasp and choke of water was a real response. Number 4. The pea soup vomit in The Exorcist. It's an iconic moment when Linda Blair's ragged projectile vomits on Karis, who is attempting to perform an exorcism on the young girl. They used a plastic tube inconspicuously attached to the girl's chin for the vomit, but it actually misfired. Number 5. Silence of the Lambs. Hannibal Lecter spent a lot of the time in his jail cell, meaning when Jodie filmed her scenes with him, there was always something separating the two. However, whenever they weren't filming, Jodie avoided him completely. He scared her so much that she didn't even want to be near him, so she kept her distance for as long as she possibly could. Number 6. Stranger Things Bathtub of Ice. We were all on the edge of our seats when Eleven ventured into the void to try and find Heather, the lifeguard in Stranger Things Season 3. We might have thought this scene was intense, but for Heather's actress, Francesca Reel, it was horrifying. Number 7. They kept the masked and killer unknown in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The shriek by the character Jerry as he saw depart in the kitchen is completely genuine, as he didn't know what the killer even looked like up until that point. It only makes sense because anyone seeing that chainsaw-wielding maniac for the first time is bound to have a similar reaction. Number 8. The Departed. DiCaprio felt one such moment of fear when, in The Departed, Jack felt that DiCaprio wasn't scared enough to pull off the scene. Then, after consulting with the director, Jack Nicholson shoved a real handgun in the face of DiCaprio. And as Scorsese confirmed, Lee was terrified big time. Number 9. Downfall. There's a scene in which Magda Goebbels, the wife of head Nazi propagandist Joseph Goebbels, poisons and murders her 6 children as they wait in the bunker for the Red Army to descend upon them. The actress who portrays Magda Goebbels had to repeatedly stop filming as she broke down crying at the idea of a mother murdering her own children. Number 10. The real phone calls in Scream. One of the most famous elements of the film is the phone calls made by the Ghostface to his victims, which we got a taste of early on when Drew Barrymore's Casey Becker meets her demise surprisingly early in the film. As it turns out, Roger Jackson's performance as the voice of the killer managed to genuinely scare the actors during production. Number 11. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. To get 3-year-old Carrie Guffey to react to sad aliens, director Steven Spielberg had to come up with a way to get him to show fear. As a result, he had 2 crew members dress up as a gorilla and a clown and made them stand behind the fake window on set. During the scene, Carrie walked into the kitchen and the fake blind on the window was dropped to show the crew members that were dressed in costume. Carrie was genuinely scared and Steven Spielberg was able to capture that on camera. Number 12. Maze Runner crank scenes. We all know that the cranks for Maze Runner were just a combination of talented actors and makeup artists. But that didn't stop Dylan O'Brien and Thomas Sangster from genuinely being afraid to film with them. However, in a twisted way, their fear probably made the final cut even more realistic. Number 13. The Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory boat ride scared the young actors. Many of themes and some of the scenes are rather disturbing. He especially made sure to do this for the infamous boat scene, not telling them what was going to happen inside of the tunnel. So, when Wilder was acting completely insane, the kids didn't know it was all an act and were genuinely afraid of him and wanted to get off the ride. Number 14. The pool sequence in Poltergeist. Williams was terrified to film the scene, but not because of the skeletons. The actress didn't actually know she was working with real skeletons until after the film wrapped. What scared Williams was the potential for electrical shock with all the production's live wires about the soaking wet area. Number 15. The Shining. Throughout the film, actress Shelley Duvall is very anxious and always on edge. Even outside of filming, the director wanted to keep Shelley in that state to make her fear and anxiety that much more real. He would put a lot of pressure on her in order to keep her paranoia real. As a result, the iconic baseball bat scene was real. The scene took 127 takes, and Shelley's hysteria and crying were real as a result of the abuse on and off camera. Number 16. Harry Potter Voldemort scenes. For Voldemort, the Harry Potter casting directors had to make sure they brought on an actor who did intimidate well, and they succeeded. Not only was Ralph Fiennes scary as Voldemort, but Daniel Radcliffe says that he was terrified anytime he had a scene with Ralph. Number 17. Filming with Pennywise. Can you think back to the first time you experienced seeing Pennywise on screen? You were probably pretty freaked out. Well, imagine having the same experience, but in person. That's what happened to the young cast of It. They weren't allowed to see Alexander Skarsgård in his Pennywise costume until the moment they filmed together, and their on-screen reaction is 100% real. Number 18. The Monster Squad. Ashley Banks was just 5 years old when she was filming the movie The Monster Squad. They didn't prepare her for the first encounter with Dracula, and that was on purpose, as they wanted to catch her reaction to seeing him for the first time. As a result, when Ashley was face-to-face with Dracula and his fangs and red eyes for the first time, she was absolutely terrified. Number 19. The Horse Hat in The Godfather. During rehearsal, they used a fake hat for obvious reasons. However, when it comes time to roll the cameras for real, it was decided that they were going to use a real horse's head. So, when Jack Waltz wakes up to find Horse Hat in his bed, it's also John Marley screaming because he's in the bed with an actual horse head, covered in blood, with no idea that there was going to be a real head. And lastly, we have number 20. They actually dropped Alan Rickman for real in Die Hard. Alan Rickman's character Hans showed the audience what it might feel like to be suddenly dropped from a building. While some may chalk this up to excellent acting, he had a little help from director John McTiernan. They rehearsed the scene numerous times, dropping Rickman 25 feet onto an airbag below, always letting go after counting to 3. However, when it came time to shoot the scene, they dropped him at 1 to capture the face of someone that is now in an unexpected free fall. Were you terrified by these scenes? Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below.
If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.